Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy, and I'm here today with a two-part project, and I'll be making a small paper bag journal. I hope you join me. Let's get started. First of all, I purchased 10 paper bags from Hobby Lobby, and this paper bag is about, when it's closed like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8.5 by 5. So we're going to start with those. I will be using, I think, 9 of them because I messed one up. But the first thing I do is I take apart the paper bag. I take off the handles. And I do have a video of me making a paper bag journal, a larger one. I think I made it like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So I do that, took off the handles. Now I take apart the bag. These are pretty easy to do that too. So I end up with something that looks like this. Okay, let me see. Like this. And what I'm going to do next is I've prepared some bags. I want my journal 7 by 6 inches. So 7 inches tall by 6 inches wide. Just like that. So in order to do that, I simply cut. There's a little ridge you'll find in the bag down one edge where the two pieces of paper bag, I don't know if you can see it, are kind of glued together. So all I did was I took my paper cutter. You can almost do it by hand, but I wanted to open it up, and I just cut off that folded part. So then I ended up with a piece of paper that looks like this. So I'm going to cut this down to 7 inches tall. By 6 inch, I'm sorry, it was 6.5, I believe. Let me make sure. Was it 6? Yes, it was 6. Now, because I'm making this part for the cover instead of 7 by 6, I'm going to make it 7 by 6.5. I wanted it a bit bigger because when I have stuff in the journal, I want it to be able, once it's fatter, for this to fit. So the pieces of paper, once again, are 6 by 7, but the inside and outside cover are 6.5 by 7. So that's one. And I have another one here that I've taken apart, and I'm going to make the slit. Just like that. And this also I'm making 7 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide. Okay. So I want to go over the measurements just in case you're following along. So the inside cover, the inside pages are 7 tall by 6 inches wide. Essentially 12 inches once they're unfolded. So the inside and outside cover are 7 by 6.5. And you need 2 of those. That means you'll have 8 left. I think there's 10 bags in the stack. Okay? Next, you have to prepare your paper. I've already prepared the signature pages, the inside, which means I crumpled it up and I wet it. And I'm going to do the same thing here. What that does, I did mine in the sink and really soaked it, the inside pages. I'm not going to do that here, just because I'm here. What this does is it makes the paper very flexible. I'm going to wet it a little more. A little more. And what I did with these pages is after I wet them, I ironed them with my Easy Press. You can iron them with an iron. I'm just going to, on these, I'm just going to dry them. I'm not going to iron them because I put my Easy Press away. And I don't want to take. Okay, I'm going to set these aside, let them dry, and I'm going to work on the signature. This journal will have 1 signature. Let me get all the pieces where they're supposed to be. I don't know why this is shorter. I did something. Oh, this was an old piece. What's going on here? Okay. Stacking my signature. And stacking. I don't know what I did here. Oh. This is right. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. And I don't think I'll find it again. Okay, I'm also, before I sew this together, I'm going to pick some spots to put these pretty papers in. These are one-sided, and I'm actually going to make pockets out of them. So I think I'll put one here. Before I do anything, I'm going to notch them. So I've taken about 3 pieces of colored cardstock, and I'm going to make pockets with them. This cardstock I just got, it's so pretty. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for $5.49 by Paper Studio. It's called Floral Collage. And I don't usually actually buy a lot of paper packs. I usually do a lot of digis, but I thought it was so pretty and so inexpensive. So I'm going to glue this in, and the thing about gluing on the paper bag is, just remember, it does take a lot of glue. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sew it in. So what I'll do is I'll sew down the middle. Actually, I'll sew down, over, and up, down, over, and up. Because if I sew down the middle, it might make it difficult to sew my signature in. So I'll be right back. Okay, there's one. And I'll have to trim it here. The other side is fine. So that's going to go in here. Then I'll do a second one. Oops, that's the cover. Didn't want to do that. Let's see. I think they're so pretty. And I'll do this one. And the same thing. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with another one. This needs to be trimmed as well. And okay, we'll go in there. Okay, and this one, what I think I'll do is, well, I have my machine out. Maybe sew it here. You know what I'll do? I think I'm going to sew it like this. Leave that open underneath so I could have a center pocket and a side pocket. So I'm gonna clip this a bit just like that, and I'm going to sew it down. Oh, I'm not going to sew it down here. I'm going to sew it down and around. I'll be right back. Okie doke. I sewed down, up, and then I lifted it up and sewed across. And then this side will need to be glued, but I want to ink it before I do that. Okay, and I'm going to glue it. I'm going to try to glue it. Ain't that the way? I just filled it up too. Whoop. Come on, inside the hole would be good. Okay, and then I could put something with a little tab there, and then I have something, I'll have something to go in there. Okay. I think that'll do that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this together, sew my signature together. And as far as adding additional journal pages, what I typically do when I make paper bag journals, I glue them, after I put the signature in, I glue them to the paper or put them in the form of tablets and such. I just find it's the way I enjoy writing. You may want to put a journal page or so inside. I don't do that. Okay, so let me close my glue. Make my holes. And if you haven't used a paper bag journal before, please take a look at my previous video. I have about 3 personal ones that I really love. I love them because you can stuff them with everything. And so I do a lot of gluing into my paper bag journals. And I mean everything. If I get a new stamp, I might stamp it out on a piece of paper and stick it in there just so I have it. You know, I know what it looks like. I might put letters, photos, you know, and anything that you'd put in a regular journal. Except, whoop, I'm sorry. Except I typically do a lot more gluing. I'm gonna actually fold this like this, so I have it in the middle. Making sure all the papers are where they should be. And on this, you don't have to be so fussy, because I'm not going to be using this in this, I'm not going to be poking holes in the spine of my paper bag journal. Okay. Go down through the middle. Regular pamphlet stitch. Up through the top. And it looks like I'm gonna have to finagle it around a little bit. That's okay. Come on. There we go. Okay. Down through the bottom, back up through the middle. Making sure it's on the other side of the center thread. So I have one tail on one side and one tail on the other. Put this right away because I always lose my needles. And this is wax thread. I get this, Amazon has a nice set you can get that has a bit of every color in it. I think I'm gonna make this a little longer. I have a couple of charms I can put on. And I can tie them right onto this so they hang over. And I think I'm going to do that right now. I have one that says believe and one that says dream. My favorites. And I think I'm going to put them on a little bulb pin. Come on. Brr. I think I have too much stuff in here. Well, too much stuff that I've just kind of plopped in here, right? As usual. Okay, so I'm gonna put one on here. I want two together. I think I'll put two on the same. And tie this into it's a little long. Tie this into a knot. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to grab a little bead. And like one of these. Okay, let me tie this first. Add the clear bead. Come on. Well, that didn't help. Adding the knot did not help. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add another knot. And I'm going to take this one. And add a knot. Okay, I'm going to cut this off, bring that down, just like that. Okay, I'm going to go back probably and add beads, fix those beads up, but for now, it's fine. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is those papers that I put aside that were to be the cover, before I put them on this, I'm going to cover the outside of one of them in this. I think it's so pretty. So I'm going to, do I want to fold it over? No, I'm going to have it raggly at the edge. So that means I can do this. I want to do the same thing. This is the selvaged edge. Do the same thing down here. Guess it wasn't the selvaged edge. Okay. Here. Again, I'm going to go here. Jimmy, there goes my dog. And over here, and there's my husband to the rescue. He's always so good about that. He comes and grabs my Jimmy, my little Jimmy who instinctively knows when I'm recording. Okay, here, it's got to be a little shorter there, and here, okay. Alrighty. Next, we're going to glue this. Well, no, I'm going to sew it down. But I am going to use my tape runner just to keep it in place. No, it doesn't want to work on here. Okay. I'll get you, sucker. Okay. So I'm going to take and run a stitch all the way around. I'll be right back. Okie doke. That is good. This is crooked. And I'm going to fray this so you won't be able to tell. Go. Okay, the next thing I want to do is find the color ribbon. This definitely will be it. And I like it all straggly because that's the kind of journal it is. So I'm going to put one that end. Two. Like that. I'm going to take the other part of the cover, and this is going to go right in between. I'm actually going to sew this on. I'll be right back. Whoops. Okay, simple as that. Next, this is going to be glued to the signature. Actually, I'm going to glue this right on here first. And I'm going to use the tape runner as well. Oh, lots of threads, huh? Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the glue. And I'm going to glue this in place, matching it up as best as we can. Squishing all that glue. Because I don't want any glue snakes. You ever get those glue snakes? Hate those. Ooh. Okay, I am still not finished with the cover, so I want to finish it before I put in the signature. Let me get rid of all these little threads. Okay, what I want to do is I would love to have this on my journal. Let me see how I can do that. This was from a bunch of napkins that I bought at a garage sale. Oops. think I like that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. And try to make this a little straggly. I'm not sure if it looks better. It'll look better down there. Grr. Oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, let's just do it. Rip off the Band-Aid. Right? I can hear you all. Just put it down. Not there, over there. I'll have to go in with my pick later and put that in. I mean, pick that out so it's a little frayy. Okay, now it's time to put in the signature. The great thing about paper bag signatures, just take some glue and you glue down one side and you glue down the other side. And I'm going to try, because the cover's a little bigger, I'm going to do it like this. And we'll do one side at a time, just in case. And okay, it needs some glue under here. Now we'll do the other side. And I'm putting it on the signature itself rather than the cover because the cover is bigger. And I'll end up with more glue than I need. This time I'll try to get right over to the edges. And down we go. Okay. Just like that. And as I settle it into place, it'll be more bendable. And okie doke, that's all we're going to do for today. So we added our fabric. I have to clean that up. We added a ribbon closure. We added some pockets. And now, added some charms. I'm going to fix that up. And we'll be ready to embellish on our next video. Thank you so much for watching, and you all have a wonderful evening and day. And I always appreciate you commenting and liking, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. You have a good day. Bye-bye.